Hi guys, I finally had my eye procedure done to have the brown spots removed from my eyes. I now have clear eyes and I don't know what to do with myself. So I've had these brown things on my eyes for half my life. And just a few months ago, I learned that these brown things are called nevi. It's nevus for one, and then nevi is plural. I've had these things for half my life. Absolutely hated the way they looked. Each time I looked on the mirror, they would be looking right back at me. Every time. I was so disgusted by them. So between that and my son asking, questions, kind of concerned about what they are and whether or not they're hurting my eyes, I didn't like that. And then having a visit with an ophthalmologist here locally who told me that we would have to monitor these. I'd have to come back every 6 months to have them monitored for any changes in growth, any changes in color and shape, and make sure that they're not cancerous. So when he said that, I knew that there was no time to waste. That is probably all that I needed to hear to really act upon it. So I went home, I Googled like crazy. I was like, I'm gonna Google this until I find out what it is, how it got to my eyes, and whether or not I can have it removed and not wait until it's cancerous. I'm not doing that. So I found the Assil Eye Institute out in California. I live in Tennessee and it's on the other side of the country in California. I didn't care. At that time, I knew that if there's one doctor who knows what these things are and is willing to have them removed without waiting until they get cancers, I don't care if this doctor is in Timbuktu. I would go to Timbuktu to have these things removed. I was that determined. So luckily, the doctor was not in Timbuktu. It was a clinic right here in the US in Beverly Hills, California. So I called them up, told them my story. They listened to me. I never once felt like I was being rushed off the phone. Oh my gosh, that was so nice. They told me to send them pictures of my eyes so they could take a look. I did exactly that. About 2 to 3 days later, I get a response. They're like, from what they can tell from the pictures, it looks like they could have those removed. What? But they said they would have to confirm that when I come in for an in-person consultation, and and then if it's confirmed that I'm a candidate to have those removed, I would have the removal procedure on the same day. That was the best news I had heard in a very long time. The best news I've heard, best news ever that I've heard was you're pregnant, and then yes, you're a candidate to have these removed, second best. Okay. My body was going through a feeling that I've never felt before. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so excited that there's a doctor that's going to have these removed for me. So they went ahead and scheduled me something like 2.5, 3 months out, and they're that busy. But that helped me because I had to make arrangements, make sure that I have airfare and have a place to stay. It's expensive over there in Beverly Hills, California. So expensive. And then request some time off work, right? Do all this stuff that we have to do as adults. So anyways, made arrangements, flew over there and stopped by the office and picked up paperwork. So I had that filled out for procedure day. So procedure day comes, I go in, I check in, I sit down. 5 minutes later, they call me into the exam room, had a thorough exam. And that lady was so sweet. She was so nice. and then moved over to another exam room for another exam. And then Dr. Assil comes in also. He does an exam himself. And then he leaves, and then the lady takes me to the back office. And in the back office was where they confirmed that I'm a candidate to have the Nevus removal procedure. Oh my gosh, I felt like I was popping out of my skin. So I went ahead and signed consent forms, consenting to surgery and understand the risks and etc. Right? So I signed, and then I made a payment right there. I paid out of pocket. This procedure was out of pocket for me. I don't know if it's just the nature of the procedure. It's considered cosmetic because it wasn't cancerous yet. I don't care. They told me all of that well ahead of time, so it didn't catch me off guard. I was prepared. I sign, I pay, I go over to the waiting area to go into surgery. So in that room, another lady comes in, and she had some eye drops with her, like 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 bottles of eye drops. Not 10, but so she was so nice. She starts talking to me. I was so nervous. My palms were sweaty. It was just excitement, and then being so nervous about the procedure and everything. So she was talking to me about something I can't remember. She was just so nice and so sweet and so gentle. So she very gently grabs my chin, and she administers the numbing drops on my eyes, bottle after bottle, and then she was just gently dabbing the corners of my eyes, catching the excess drops so they don't drip down my face. She was just so nice. So anyways, so she's done with her drops, and then she tells me to stay put and let the eye drops, do the thing on my eyes. So she leaves, she shuts the door, and I'm sitting there. A few minutes later, the door opens, and was it Carlos? Either Chris or Carlos. He calls me. I go into the operating room. I sit down. The chair reclines right away. He's explaining everything as he's arranging the equipment and bringing it close. Oh my gosh, there was not a minute wasted in that office. It seems like every second, every minute, every hour is accounted for. Wow. I really loved that. I sit down, the chair reclines, equipment comes closer. He walks real fast to the other side. He asks me what music I'd like to hear. My brain was too scattered to think at that time, and I said, whatever sounds good, I think is what I said. And he put something on, and it really sounded good. And Dr. Assil walks in, sits down, scoots closer, and the instruments come closer. He puts on his NASA goggles. He puts on his surgical glasses, and just boom, 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 boom. And he tells me, look right, look left. I could see everything, I could hear everything. You have to keep moving your eyeballs as he tells you during the procedure, and you're not under anesthesia at all. You're completely awake. And then about 2 or 3 minutes later, I think it was, he goes, all right, we're done with the first eye, moving on to the next. And he does this one that had the bigger nevus. He spent a little bit more time on this one with good reason. And then I would say under 10 minutes he was done. He goes, all right, congratulations, hope you love your eyes after this, or something along those lines. And he walks out, and equipment goes back, and I sit up. But the procedure itself did not hurt, not one bit. I felt everything that Dr. Assil was doing, and it wasn't pain. So I walk back to the office where I started, just next door, where they were prepping me. I get more eye drops. They asked me how's everything, if I was feeling okay. They asked me if I wanted a snack, and I said yes. And I didn't even want a snack. I said yes. I was too nervous to snack. And then gave me a post-procedural kit. It had some lubricating drops, like artificial tears. It had these awesome eye shields to make sure that I don't rub my eyes. After the surgery, you don't rub your eyes for at least 6 weeks. So I would go to bed with these. These came apart. They came in two separate pieces, but my husband ghetto-fied these for me real nice with the rubber band, and that helped a lot. Thanks, honey. And I would do this going to sleep, but they gave me tape too. So you did this, and then you just kind of tape it on your face. That's the thing. That's one thing I did when I did that first day, and I didn't like the tape residue on my face because it was sticky. It left my face feeling sticky. Each time I would touch it, I would feel the stickiness. I didn't like that. And I did this, and I would go to sleep. And then sometimes I would just do that during the day because I felt like it. And then they also gave me some awesome eyewear. Gave me this awesome eyewear. These are I think UV 400 rated glasses. These are so helpful still. There are times. And also about a week after the procedure, I noticed under my eyelid right there, I noticed a big red spot right there. I don't know when it showed up, but I would constantly examine my eyes and and just check and make sure that my eyes don't hurt and I don't see any brown spots that are trying to creep back onto my eyeballs. So I was able to go back to work 3 days after the procedure. 3 days after the procedure, and I continued to use my steroidal drops that they gave me and the lubricating drops, preservative free. I appreciate Dr. Assil for listening to me from removing these brown spots from my eyeballs and just cleaned my eyeballs. That has enabled me to live life the way that I want, the way that I should, which is looking on the mirror and loving my eyes. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Thank you guys for watching my video. Bye.